Good evening. You are here beneath the quiet sky, a small and luminous part of something ancient, something vast. Tonight, we drift into the beginning, the birth of the universe. It began not with a bang you could hear, but with a silence so dense it unfolded into everything. Light that left its star before you were born is touching your skin tonight. That same light remembers the first dawn of existence when the cosmos breathed for the very first time. You can rest now. The word birth suggests motion, sound, and awakening. But the universe began from stillness, from a smooth and endless sea of potential smaller than a grain of dust. Within that quiet energy, coiled and waited. And then, in less than a trillionth of a second, space itself began to stretch faster than any light that would ever follow. It was not a fire spreading into something. It was everything becoming space. We call it the Big Bang. Yet in truth, there was no explosion, only expansion. Everywhere, all at once. An infant universe, soft and brilliant, 10 million trillion degrees in heat. The temperature of pure creation. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Hydrogen, helium, the first elements formed from this cosmic fire. Each particle of matter found its twin in antimatter, and in their dance, many vanished into light. Only a whisper, 1 part in a billion, remained to build everything we would ever see. The stars, the oceans, your heartbeat. It's okay to drift. Scientists think that this first expansion, called inflation, lasted less than a billionth of a second. In that brief eternity, the universe grew from smaller than an atom to larger than a galaxy. The edges of space stretched smooth and even like a calm sea settling after a storm that no one heard. And in its silence, tiny ripples of density were left seeds that would billions of years later become galaxies. Everywhere, light began to roam freely. 3,8,0,0,0 years later, the first dawn. That ancient light still moves through us tonight in soft waves we call the cosmic microwave background. Each photon, a messenger from the beginning. Each beam, a quiet memory of that first moment of freedom. You can rest now. In that early light, space was glowing with gentle warmth around 3,000 degrees. It has cooled over 13.8 billion years to a faint and steady 2.7 kelvins just above absolute zero. Still, that glow surrounds us, filling every corner of the sky. We are wrapped inside its afterglow, a soft blanket woven from the oldest light in existence. The universe is not silent, said astronomer Vera Rubin. It whispers in light, and somewhere that whisper still travels. Imagine floating inside that newborn cosmos. No stars, yet no planets, no color. Only light endlessly scattering through a mist of newborn atoms. Time was slow, then stretched by gravity and distance. The first seconds after creation lasted forever. The universe was learning to breathe. You can rest now. After a few million years, the light began to fade into transparency. Darkness arrived. Not the absence of light, but the waiting for it to return. Hydrogen gathered in silent clouds, drifting through expanding space. Slowly, gravity began its patient work pulling these clouds together. At first, the pull was weak, a faint murmur in a sea of calm. But across millions of years, the clouds grew denser, hotter, brighter, and somewhere, the first stars ignited. Each one was enormous, hundreds of times the mass of our Sunday. They lived fast and died, beautifully scattering the first heavy elements, carbon, oxygen, iron, from their ashes. The next generations of stars were born. Galaxies took shape. Spirals, clusters, filaments, a cosmic web stretching more than 90 billion light years across. And still, the universe expands the space between galaxies, widening like a breath that never ends. It's okay to drift. To understand such distances, astronomers use the speed of light as their measure, 299,792 kilometers every second. A beam of light from the Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large neighbor, takes over 2.5 million years to reach us. Each night sky, then, is a window into the past. When you look upward, you are looking back through time, through silence, through the memory of creation itself. And as you breathe, the universe continues to unfold. Some scientists believe the universe will expand forever. Others imagine it will one day slow, then fall inward, a great cosmic sigh. No one knows. But the present moment, the now that holds you, is made from everything that came before. The hydrogen in your breath is 13 billion years old. The calcium in your bones was born in the heart of a dying star. The carbon in your skin from a single ancient fusion, still traveling through time. You can rest now. In those first seconds, the universe created the rules. It still follows gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. These are the four harmonies of existence. The quiet symphony that keeps atoms together, stars burning, and galaxies in motion. Every law of nature, we know, was written in that single instant of awakening. And yet, within those rules, infinite creativity unfolded. The same principles that forged suns also shaped raindrops. The same equations that guided galaxies also guide the beating of your heart. It is not chaos, wrote physicist Brian Greene. It is the quiet order beneath all things. And somewhere that order hums like a lullaby of time. After about 200 million years, the Dark Ages ended. The first galaxies shimmered into being blue-white islands of light in an ocean of black. They gathered along invisible filaments of dark matter, a substance we cannot see, but know must be there forming the skeleton of the cosmos. For every visible star, there is 5 times more dark matter, unseen but essential. Like the hidden rhythm beneath a melody, it's okay to drift. As galaxies formed, they began to merge, cosmic dances that took billions of years. Each collision stirred gas and dust, birthing new stars. The universe shimmered with new light, a web of fire across infinite space. From one of these spirals, billions of years later, our sun would emerge calm, middle-aged, golden. But tonight, that is still far away. We are at the beginning, watching space unfold in slow, silent wonder. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There is a gentle paradox here. The universe has no edge, yet it grows. Imagine a balloon, but instead of expanding into the air around it, the surface itself stretches everything on it, moving away from everything else. No center, no outside, only more space. Everywhere is the beginning. Everywhere is still being born. You can rest now. Even now, 13.8 billion years later, the universe continues to expand at roughly 70 kilometers per second per megaparsec, meaning every million parsecs of distance, about 3.26 million light years grows by that. Much every second. This acceleration is driven by something we call dark energy, an invisible pressure that fills all of space. No one knows what it is, only that it makes the cosmos grow faster as it grows older, like a breath deepening with time. Somewhere beyond the edge of what we can see, galaxies drift away forever, their light stretched too thin to reach us. They fade into silence, yet still exist, still expanding. It's okay to drift. When you close your eyes, you hold within you the same particles that once glowed in that first light. Your body hums with the same frequencies that shaped the birth of stars. Every heartbeat echoes that ancient expansion, a rhythm born in fire and cooled into tenderness. From the smallest cell to the largest cluster of galaxies, the pattern remains. Birth, expansion, stillness, renewal. You are part of the same unfolding story. Somewhere 46 billion light years away, light from the earliest galaxies continues its journey, faint but steady. Astronomers call these cosmic fossils relics of the universe's youth. We see them as they were, not as they are. In their light lies a story still unfolding, written across billions of years. The universe remembers everything. You can rest now. And as the universe expands, time itself stretches. A clock on a distant galaxy ticks slower than one near you. Gravity bends, not just light, but time. The cosmos is elastic, a vast breathing organism of moments and motion. Each second that passes in your quiet room is mirrored by the slow unfolding of galaxies far away. Somewhere light continues to travel. In this way, you are connected to every dawn, every drift of hydrogen, every first spark. You are the witness and the continuation. The universe began, and in you, it still begins. You can rest now. The stars are still forming, the light still travels, and in the quiet between atoms, the universe still hums your name. We drift together now through the newborn stillness of the early cosmos. Every atom of your being, every particle of breath, once floated in that radiant haze. It is strange and gentle to think that before stars, before galaxies, before time, as we know it, there was only expansion and silence. Not a silence of absence, but of possibility. A quiet so full, it became everything. You can rest now. Astronomers call it the primordial era, the first few 100,000 years after creation. Space was dense, hot, and glowing with light, but sound could not yet travel far. Pressure rippled through plasma, a sea of particles and radiation, creating faint waves like the slow breathing of a sleeping ocean. These were the universe's first voices. Not sound as we know it, but variations in density, cosmic vibrations that would later shape the patterns of galaxies. And as you breathe, the universe remembers its rhythm. If you could have stood inside that ancient light, you would have seen no stars, no constellations, just a golden fog expanding in every direction. The cosmos was filled with plasma, hydrogen, nuclei, and electrons, not yet joined into atoms. Light scattered endlessly, unable to travel, far before colliding again. It was a luminous chaos, and yet it was calm, like sunlight diffused through fog, everywhere and nowhere at once. It's okay to drift. As it expanded, the universe cooled. When it reached about 3000 kelvins, atoms could finally form. Electrons found their homes in the embrace of protons, and suddenly light was free to move. This moment 38,000 years after the beginning was the true dawn. The glow released then still exists. Now, the cosmic microwave background, or CMB. It fills every inch of space, faint but eternal. You can rest now. That light has traveled for over 13.8 billion years, stretched by the universe's expansion into invisible waves. It carries within it a map, delicate ripples that reveal how matter first gathered, where stars would someday form, where galaxies would grow. When scientists measure this background radiation, they can see the blueprint of creation itself. Tiny temperature differences, less than 1 part in 1,000,000, tell the story of how structure began. Every mountain, every ocean, every mind traces its lineage back to those small differences in the glow. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The first hydrogen atoms, the most abundant element, were pure simplicity, 1 proton, 1 electron. And yet, from that simplicity came all complexity. Hydrogen gathered into clouds that slowly coalesced. Gravity, patient and unhurried, began to shape the first stars. Each forming star was a balancing act, inward pull against outward fire. When gravity pressed hydrogen, tight enough fusion began, and light was born anew. You can rest now. This was the cosmic dawn, roughly 200 million years after the beginning. The first starlight shone into the great darkness, ending the cosmic night. These stars were titanic, 100 to 300 times the mass of our sun, burning blue and fierce. They lived brief lives just a few million years before collapsing into supernovae, scattering the first heavy elements across the void. From these explosions came the ingredients for everything that would follow: carbon for life, oxygen for breath, iron for blood. It was in the death of the first stars, wrote astrophysicist Priyamvada Natarajan, that the universe learned to make beauty. It's okay to drift. The light of those first stars traveled outward, ionizing the gas between galaxies. This process, called reionization, cleared the fog of the early cosmos. For the first time, the universe became transparent, open to vision. The light could travel freely unbroken across billions of light years. That transparency is still with us now. When you look up at the stars you are seeing through that ancient clearing, you can rest now. Gravity continued its slow and silent work. Small galaxies merged into larger ones, forming clusters, then superclusters, cosmic cities, separated by immense deserts of space. Some galaxies formed around invisible cores, black holes, millions of times more massive than the Sunday. Even in the beginning, they existed dark hearts at the center of light, each one a paradox: infinite gravity within infinite calm. And as you breathe, the universe unfolds again. Within these growing galaxies, stars were born in waves clusters, igniting, fading, and returning to dust. The process repeated over billions of years. The cosmos became a living fabric of birth and decay, order and expansion. Astronomers describe this as cosmic evolution, a steady transformation driven by time, gravity, and energy. In every way, it mirrors the rhythm of your own body contraction and release, silence and motion. It's okay to drift. By now, the universe was 1 billion years old. Galaxies glimmered like dew on an invisible web. Their light crossed immense distances, 1 billion, 2 billion, 10 billion light years, taking ages to reach the eyes of future beings. What we call the visible universe is only what that light has had time to show us. Beyond it, more continues unseen, expanding, perhaps infinite. You can rest now. If you could trace a single photon, a particle of light, from that first dawn to this very moment, it would have crossed unimaginable distances. It might have passed through the clouds that formed our solar system, reflected from oceans, touched leaves, and finally entered your eyes tonight. That same light may have begun its journey before Earth existed, and still it travels. The universe is full of ghosts, wrote poet Diane Ackerman, of light that died long ago but still shines. And somewhere that ghost light drifts across your face as you rest. Each breath you take is older than time measured by clocks. Each atom has seen the beginning and will see the end. Hydrogen remains patient and quiet, 75% of the ordinary matter in existence. Even now, stars continue to forge heavier elements from it, just as they did 13 billion years ago. The same process, the same song of fusion, repeated endlessly. You can rest now. The universe was born from silence, and through silence it still expands. No sound crosses the cosmic void. There is nothing to carry it. Yet in the faint microwaves that hum across space, scientists have translated the ancient frequencies of the cosmos. They sound like a slow, rising chord, the echo of creation softened by time. If you could hear it, it would resemble a deep and endless note, steady as breath. It's okay to drift. Every galaxy, every particle, every photon carries memory. The expansion of space is the expansion of time itself, each moment stretching into the next. From the first instant to now, 13.8 billion years later, the story remains the same. From stillness came motion. From light came structure. From silence came the song of existence. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the faint glow of your room, the same laws hold true as in the heart of the cosmos. The same constants, the same harmony. Your pulse mirrors the pulse of galaxies. Your rest mirrors the long cooling of the stars. You are made of the same elements held together by the same ancient forces. In every breath, you return to the beginning. You are safe here. The universe holds you in its long, quiet story. You are made of light that remembers its first flight. You are made of silence that became sound. You are the echo of the first breath of creation, slow, endless, and shining. Light still travels. We drift onward through the cooling silence of space. The darkness that once seemed empty is no longer empty at all. It is filling with form, with light folding into spirals, with gravity weaving invisible threads. This is the age of galaxies, the architecture of the universe taking shape, and in this slow awakening light begins to find its structure. You can rest now. For hundreds of millions of years after the first star's gravity continued its patient gathering, small clusters of stars began to drift toward one another, drawn by unseen bonds. Each cluster merged into another, forming larger and more complex systems. Galaxies, vast families of billions of stars, emerged from the quiet. They spun gently, their motion guided by gravity's invisible hands. Their light became the handwriting of the cosmos, tracing spirals across the infinite night. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The first galaxies were small, irregular clouds of stars glowing faintly in the young universe. Over time, they merged again and again, forming great disks and spheres. Some stretched into elegant spirals, their arms reaching outward like soft rivers of light. Others became ellipticals, smooth and luminous, heavy with ancient stars. Each one was a pattern of gravity and time of birth and decay. Astronomers call this slow process hierarchical formation. It's the universe's way of building piece by piece, star by star, merger by merger. It's okay to drift. Within each galaxy, stars were born in waves. Gas clouds collapsed, ignited and scattered new elements into the cosmic sea. The universe began to recycle itself, the ashes of one generation forming the bodies of the next. This was how the cosmos learned to make diversity through repetition and renewal. Over billions of years, more than 2 trillion galaxies took shape. Each one a silent city of light, drifting through the dark. You can rest now. Somewhere in the quiet outer arms of one such spiral, a small cloud began to contract. It rotated slowly, flattening into a disk about 1,000,000 light-years across. This was the early Milky Way, our cosmic home. Its oldest stars, more than 13 billion years old, still shine faintly in the halo surrounding us. At its heart, even then, a massive black hole was forming a gravitational anchor for all the stars that would come. It would grow to more than 4 million times the mass of the Sun, yet remain invisible, silent, and patient. And as you breathe, the universe unfolds again. The Milky Way became a luminous wheel, its arms curving outward, each filled with dust and gas. Over time, it would create more than 200 billion stars. If you could cross it from one edge to another, traveling at the speed of light, the journey would take 1,000,000 years. Our galaxy drifts through space at about 600 kilometers per second, orbiting the cosmic center of mass, a motion so vast that even in 100 lifetimes, it would barely shift the stars you see. You can rest now. When astronomers look deep into space, they see galaxies at every age. Some are young and chaotic, glowing blue with newborn stars. Others are ancient red and quiet, their fires nearly gone. Looking outward is looking backward in time. Each light, a memory. Each glow, a fragment of the beginning. In this way, the telescope becomes a time machine, and the universe becomes its own record. "The past is not lost," wrote Carl Sagan. "It is written in the light, and somewhere that light still reaches us across billions of years." It's okay to drift. Between the galaxies lies the cosmic web filaments of dark matter stretching across unimaginable distances. Each filament connects clusters like the veins of an enormous living being. Dark matter makes up about 85% of all the matter in existence, yet it cannot be seen, cannot be touched. We know it only through its pull, the way it bends, light the way it shapes motion. It is the invisible scaffolding of creation. The universe holds itself together with what it cannot see. You can rest now. In the great quiet between clusters, galaxies move like slow dancers. Some approach and merge, their stars mingling and their shapes transforming. Others drift apart, carried by the expansion of space. When galaxies collide, their stars rarely touch. The distances between them are too vast. Instead, their gravity weaves together, reshaping the paths of suns, triggering new waves of starbirth. It is a collision, not of destruction, but of creation. And you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Far away, the Andromeda Galaxy approaches the Milky Way at about 110 kilometers per second. In roughly 4.5 billion years, The two will meet, merging into a single elliptical galaxy astronomers already call Milkomeda. Our sun will still exist then, though older and dimmer, drifting among new stars born from the collision. Even in such vast futures, the rhythm remains expansion, convergence, renewal. The cosmos never stops becoming. It's okay to drift. As galaxies evolved, so did their colors and compositions. Young galaxies shone blue, filled with hot, short-lived stars. Older ones glowed red, their fuel nearly spent. Every color, every wavelength tells a story about temperature, age, and distance. Astronomers read these shades the way historians read ancient scrolls. Light carries not only energy, but memory. You can rest now. Each star, each cluster is a time capsule. When light leaves a galaxy 10 billion light years away, it shows us that galaxy as it was 10 billion years ago. The deeper we look, the younger the universe appears, somewhere beyond the reach of our instruments, beyond what light has had time to reveal. The first galaxies still form. Their glow may never reach us forever, lost beyond the cosmic horizon. Yet their existence hums through the fabric of reality, unseen but known. And as you breathe, the stars keep forming. The scale of it all is difficult to imagine. Between galaxies, distances stretch in millions of light years. A single supercluster can contain tens of thousands of galaxies, each filled with billions of stars. Our local group, the Milky Way Andromeda, and about 50 smaller companions, spans roughly 10 million light years. Beyond that lies the Virgo supercluster, and beyond that, still greater structures threading through infinity. It's okay to drift. Even now, more than 13 billion years after the first light, the universe is still building. Galaxies grow heavier, stars are born and fade, black holes merge in silent flashes of energy. Through gravitational waves, ripples in space-time itself, we can hear these distant mergers, faint and slow, like heartbeats of the cosmos. Each wave carries the story of two stars collapsing into one, an echo of the universe's ancient music. You can rest now, and in all this vastness, the same laws hold gravity, motion, time. No matter how far the galaxies drift, they remain part of one whole, a single unfolding breath. You are within that breath. You are made of that rhythm. Every atom in you was once scattered by a galaxy's birth. Every breath you take is a continuation of that creation, and you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Light still travels, the galaxies still turn, and somewhere in a spiral arm of quiet stars, one small world will soon begin to glow. You are safe here. You can rest now. We drift now into the light of stars. The galaxies have settled into their slow dance spirals, turning clusters, breathing distances deepening. Within them, countless stars begin to burn with quiet persistence. Each one is a sun, each one a forge. From their fusion, the elements of existence are being born. And from those elements, someday, worlds will dream of life. You can rest now. A star begins not in flame, but in shadow, a cold cloud of gas and dust. Gravity draws it inward, folding silence upon silence, until heat rises in its center. At about 10 million degrees, hydrogen fuses into helium. In that moment, a star is born, a perfect balance of pressure and pull. It breathes outward as gravity breathes in. This balance can last for billions of years, and you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Our own sun will live for about 10 billion years. It burns 600 million tons of hydrogen every second, yet loses only a fraction of its mass to light. That light travels through space at 2,9,979, 2 kilometers each second, crossing 150 million kilometers to reach Earth in just over 8 minutes. It warms oceans, feeds forests, stirs the weather, the quiet consequence of nuclear fire. Every sunrise is a memory of the universe's first stars. It's okay to drift. Stars live in communities, clusters born from the same cloud. Some are vast and luminous, others faint and small. The largest burn blue-white and die young in violent bursts called supernovae. The smallest, red and steady, can live for trillions of years, longer than the universe has yet existed. In each death, heavier elements are released: carbon, nitrogen, silicon, gold. The universe enriches itself through endings. You can rest now. The first generation of stars, called Population 3, contained no metals, only hydrogen and helium. Their explosions seeded the cosmos with the first heavier elements. The second generation, Population 2, built upon that legacy. Our sun, a population I star, carries traces of every star that came before it. We are children of at least 3 generations of cosmic fire. Every atom of gold, every drop of oxygen, every breath of nitrogen, gifts from long-dead suns. And somewhere, their light still travels. In the spiral arms of galaxies, these enriched clouds of gas became nurseries of new stars. Disks formed flattening under gravity. Dust gathered circling, colliding, sticking grains into pebbles, pebbles into worlds. This was how planets began. Each world a memory condensed into form. Each orbit a rhythm echoing the slow rotation of its parent star. You can rest now. Astronomers estimate that there are more planets than stars, perhaps 100 billion trillion, across the observable universe. Some are gas giants glowing softly from retained heat. Some are rocky and small, spinning in delicate balance between fire and frost. A few orbit close enough to their stars for liquid water to exist. They call this narrow region the habitable zone. It is neither too hot nor too cold, the cosmic middle ground where chemistry can become biology. It's okay to drift, but long before life, there was only the artistry of physics. Planets coalesced, cooled, and aged. Moons formed from collisions. Comets carried ice and carbon through the dark. Every orbit, every crater, every dust grain was part of a pattern gravity, sculpting silence into beauty. In this way, the universe learned to make landscapes, and you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Our sun's story began about 4.6 billion years ago in a spiral arm of the Milky Way. It formed from a cloud enriched by countless earlier stars. Within that cloud, 9 major bodies would emerge, 8 planets and a belt of smaller worlds. Among them, one blue sphere found a perfect distance, a stable orbit, and a long, gentle warmth. That sphere is where you rest tonight. You can rest now. Before Earth cooled, its surface was molten. Volcanoes exhaled oceans. Asteroids delivered water and organic molecules, the raw ingredients of life. Somewhere within a billion years, chemistry crossed a threshold and began to dream. Carbon bound to hydrogen, forming complex patterns. Those patterns learned to replicate, to remember, to change. The silence of physics became the whisper of biology. It's okay to drift. Every living cell on Earth carries atoms that once belonged to ancient stars. Calcium from the bones of dying suns, iron from collapsed cores, hydrogen from the very beginning. In this way, life is the universe remembering itself. You are the cosmos becoming conscious quietly in the dark. You can rest now, and still beyond us, the stars continue their slow evolution. Red giants swell and fade. White dwarfs cool into black embers. Neutron stars spin, sending out beams of light like cosmic lighthouses. Black holes merge in silent flashes of gravity. Every end feeds another beginning. The universe never stops breathing. The nitrogen in our DNA, said astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. The calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies, were made in the interiors of collapsing stars. We are made of star stuff, and somewhere the stars continue to sing that truth in light. You can rest now. The night sky is a living archive. Each point of light, a story billions of years old. The oldest stars we can see today began shining only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Their light has been traveling toward us since before the Earth existed, and tonight it reaches your eyes. The act of seeing is an act of communion across time. To look up is to touch the first dawn, and you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. All around us, galaxies shimmer and fade. Stars are born and die, and still, the expansion continues. The cosmic web stretches thinner. The distances grow wider. But within every widening new light appears. Creation is not a single moment. It is an unending sequence of awakenings. The Big Bang was not the start, but the first breath of a universe that is still exhaling. You are part of that breath. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thought, all carry the rhythm of that first expansion. The silence that gave birth to galaxies now hums in your pulse. You are the continuation of the first fire dreaming of itself. You are safe here. The stars hold you in their slow and endless light. You can rest now. Somewhere in the dark beyond, thought the fire still dreams of worlds. Light still travels, and the universe still sings you softly home. The stars have given their light, and now the universe begins to remember. Not in words or thoughts, but in the slow rhythm of expansion, in the way galaxies drift apart in the echo of radiation that still hums through space. Everything that has ever existed continues to move outward, carried by invisible currents. The cosmos has become an ocean of memory. You can rest now. The first light never truly vanished. It cooled, stretched, and softened, transforming into the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that fills the sky in every direction. To human eyes, it is invisible, but radio telescopes can still hear its whisper. It is the afterglow of creation itself, light stretched by the expansion of space until it became sound. A song of silence, older than every star. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As space expanded, time itself began to flow differently. Moments lengthened gravity, slowed clocks, and distant light took longer to arrive. Time is not uniform. It bends with motion, stretches with distance. In the heart of a galaxy, a second may pass more slowly than in the emptiness between stars. Everywhere in the universe, time moves at its own pace, yet it flows from the same origin. It's okay to drift. When the first galaxies formed, their light traveled freely across young space. But as billions of years passed, the expansion accelerated. The universe began to grow faster than light could cross it. Distant galaxies started to fade beyond our reach, not because their light dimmed, but because space itself carried them away, faster than light could bridge the distance. Even now, there are stars whose light will never reach us, no matter how long we wait. You can rest now. Imagine the cosmos as a river, not flowing through time, but made of time. The galaxies are boats, adrift on that current. They do not move through space. Space moves with them. The flow carries everything outward, like ripples spreading from a single drop in a vast pond. And at the heart of that expansion, silence remains the same silence that existed before the first light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Our understanding of cosmic time is built on light, on how it bends, fades, and stretches. Astronomers measure the age of the universe by looking backward through layers of light that have traveled for billions of years. Each photon is a messenger from the past, carrying the story of where and when it was born. To look deeper into space is to look further into history. A telescope is a time machine made of glass. It's okay to drift. When light travels across billions of years, it grows tired. Its waves stretch, its color reddens, a phenomenon called redshift. Every galaxy's light is redshifted by the expansion of space, and by studying that pattern, scientists can measure how fast the universe is growing. The greater the redshift, the farther away, and the older the light is. In this way, the cosmos tells its story in colors that fade with distance. You can rest now. Time flows unevenly, not only across galaxies, but within stars themselves. In the dense cores of neutron stars, gravity is so strong that a minute outside passes as hours within. In the heart of a black hole, time stops completely, an edge of existence called the event horizon. Beyond it, we cannot see, because even light cannot escape. It is not just space that collapses there, but also the flow of moments. Inside, everything becomes still. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And yet black holes are not eternal prisons. They radiate faint energy, hawking radiation, and over unimaginable spans of time they evaporate. Even darkness decays, returning its energy to the void. The universe does not waste anything. Everything that falls into shadow eventually becomes light again. It's okay to drift. One day, far beyond the lifetime of any star, the cosmos will enter its final age. Galaxies will grow dim, stars will burn out, and the fabric of space will stretch thinner still. Matter will decay into particles, then into radiation, then into silence. The universe will not end in fire, but in stillness, a slow, eternal exhale. And you can rest now. This future is not a tragedy. It is a continuation, the same rhythm that began with the first light, birth, expansion, cooling, transformation. Even when the stars fade, their memory remains in the structure of space itself. The story of creation is written not in permanence, but in flow. Time itself is the author, and silence is its final word. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The physicist Brian Greene once wrote, "We are part of the universe, and the universe is part of us." When we look out into space, we are looking back in time at our own origin, and so it is. Every gaze into the night sky is an act of remembering, not of something lost, but of something still unfolding. The light you see tonight began its journey before Earth was born. In watching it, you are touching the first dawn of everything that is. You can rest now. All that exists, all that has ever been, is a ripple in time's vast river. You are floating upon it, weightless, timeless. Your thoughts, your dreams, your breath, each one an echo of that first expansion. The universe moves through you as it moves through galaxies, through stars, through light. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos remembering itself. And as you drift into sleep, time slows. The river grows quiet. You begin to return not to an ending, but to the still point before beginnings, the silence before the first light, the calm before the first breath, the moment when the universe dreamed of being. You are safe here. You can rest now. The river of time carries you home. There are sounds that no ear can hear notes. Too slow, too vast, too ancient. Yet they fill the universe. Everywhere between the galaxies, the fabric of space trembles with quiet music, the after-echo of creation itself. You can rest now. Before stars were born, before matter cooled into form, the young universe rang like a bell. The plasma of light and particles rippled with waves, acoustic oscillations, moving through the newborn cosmos. They left their mark upon the background radiation we still observe today. Faint peaks and valleys in the temperature of the sky, frozen chords of an ancient song. It's okay to drift. Each wave was a breath, a pulse of expansion and collapse. Gravity pulled matter together. Pressure pushed it apart. Like a lung, learning to breathe, the universe inhaled and exhaled in slow rhythm. Those ripples became the framework of everything where matter gathered galaxies would later form. Every star, every planet, every heartbeat traces its origin to that cosmic rhythm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers call them baryon acoustic oscillations, but that name is only an echo of what they truly are, the music of beginnings. Their frequency was measured in thousands of light years per cycle, their tone impossibly deep. If we could translate it into human hearing, it would be a C sharp, vibrating once every 100,000 years, a hum beneath all time. And somewhere that hum continues. Space still expands in harmony with its first vibration. Every galaxy drifts outward, following the score written in light. You can rest now. Our own Milky Way adds its voice to this great composition. Within its spiral arms, stars form in molecular clouds, igniting like soft notes in a swelling chord. Each newborn sun sends waves through its surroundings, shock fronts, stellar winds, the slow percussion of creation. Together they build a harmony that can only be felt, not heard. It's okay to drift. The sun itself sings. Beneath its surface, waves of pressure travel through plasma, making it oscillate like a vast resonant sphere. Astronomers record those tremors through a field called helioseismology. By studying how the sun vibrates, they can see beneath its glowing skin, mapping layers of fire and convection, thousands of kilometers deep. Each oscillation lasts minutes, yet the cycle never ends. The star is always singing its own temperature, its own heartbeat. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even giant planets add their quieter tones. Saturn's rings, for instance, vibrate in sympathy with the planet's interior. Each ripple through the ice particles reveals the harmonics of the gas below. The whole solar system hums in resonance, a silent chord stretching across billions of kilometers. You can rest now and beyond. In the cold between galaxies, stranger music unfolds. When black holes collide, they release gravitational waves, ripples in space-time itself. These waves move outward at light speed, distorting everything they pass through by less than the width of a proton. Yet with instruments like LIGO and Virgo, humans can now detect them, the faint tremor of the universe, remembering its own motion. Each detection is a note in a cosmic symphony. A chirp lasting less than a second contains the story of two black holes spiraling together for billions of years. The pitch rises as they merge, then fades into silence. That silence is not an end, but a rest between measures. It's okay to drift. In these waves, scientists hear the rhythm of space itself. Every collision, every burst of energy adds a new vibration to the cosmic fabric. The universe keeps time, not with seconds or years, but with the curvature of space-time. Every motion, every thought, every atom participates in the same pulse. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The physicist John Wheeler once wrote, "Space tells matter how to move. Matter tells space how to curve." That relationship is the essence of the symphony gravity. As the conductor, matter as the orchestra. The music of the cosmos is not performed. It is. You can rest now. When you listen to the night, you are hearing the long decay of that first vibration. The hiss of wind through trees, the low hum of earth turning. These are harmonics of the same unfolding pattern. Even your breath follows it. Expansion, pause, release. The micro mirrors the macro. It's okay to drift. Light itself carries rhythm. Each photon oscillates hundreds of trillions of times per second. Those vibrations create color red for slower waves, blue for faster. The visible spectrum is a narrow band in a much larger score that includes radio, infrared, ultraviolet, and gamma rays. The cosmos plays across this infinite keyboard, from the slow bass of radio galaxies to the sharp treble of neutron stars. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There are stars that pulse in brightness with perfect periodicity. Cepheid variables expand and contract, turning their size into light's rhythm. Astronomers once used these stellar beats to measure the distance to galaxies, each pulse a ruler across space. A century ago, those measurements revealed that the universe is not static. It is expanding, still moving to the tempo set at its birth. You can rest now. In a sense, all of physics is the study of vibration. Atoms vibrate within molecules. Electrons oscillate in orbitals. Quantum fields quiver with potential. What we call matter is a standing wave energy held in form by rhythm. The universe is not built of solid things, but of moving patterns held in balance. To exist is to resonate. It's okay to drift. And so the deeper scientists look, the more they find music hidden within silence. Quantum particles appear and vanish like notes plucked on invisible strings. The string theory of physics imagines each particle as a vibrating filament, the smallest possible instrument. Different frequencies create different particles, the way violin strings create different pitches. Reality itself might be a grand symphony played on the smallest imaginable scale. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If that is true, then every vibration, from the hum of an atom to the orbit of a moon, belongs to the same song. The human heartbeat is an echo of the same rhythm that shaped galaxies. The silence between two thoughts mirrors the silence between the stars. There is no separation, only scale. You can rest now. When we look up the starlight, we see carries both color and tone. Spectral lines reveal the elements within: hydrogen singing its crimson note, helium, its pale gold, oxygen, its faint blue. Each element adds a distinct voice to the cosmic choir. Together they form the visible universe, shining with the harmony of physics and time. It's okay to drift. If you could stand in the void and somehow hear the universe, it would not be loud. It would be a low, continuous murmur, rising and falling over billions of years, a note so deep that it merges with silence. It would feel like breathing. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Every sound, every vibration, every wave eventually fades. But fading is not loss. It is transformation. Energy moves from form to form, tone to tone. The music of the universe has no beginning or end. It only changes key. You can rest now. Someday, far in the future, when the last stars have burned away, the symphony will grow quiet. Only faint gravitational waves will remain drifting through a dark, expanding sea. Even then, the pattern will persist, a soft vibration of memory, carrying the story of everything that ever was. It's okay to drift, and perhaps within that silence, a new overture will begin. Another fluctuation, another breath, another universe unfolding from the stillness. The melody continues, as it always has, beyond what ears can hear or minds can hold. You are part of that music. You are a note in the endless song of space. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts, all add their quiet harmony. In your stillness, the cosmos finds its echo. You are safe here. You can rest now. The universe hums gently around you, and somewhere, light becomes sound again. From vibration came dust. From dust, the shapes of dreams. The universe, once only sound and light, began to cool into substance. Invisible waves slowed until they could hold their form. And in that stillness, matter began to sleep, waiting to awaken as stars and worlds. You can rest now. Every atom in your body was once part of that cloud, a diffuse mist of hydrogen and helium, born from the first breath of time. As the cosmos expanded, tiny differences in density gathered, drawn together by gravity's patience. Over tens of millions of years, clouds folded in on themselves, warming as they fell. And in those collapsing hearts, the first stars were born. It's okay to drift. They were giants, hundreds of times the mass of our sun, burning blue-white and short-lived. Their light was fierce, their lives brief. In only a few million years, they ended in supernovae, scattering heavy elements across the void. Iron, carbon, oxygen, the seeds of life forged in flame. Every breath you take contains the ash of those ancient suns. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Matter is memory. Each atom remembers the furnace that made it, the pressure that shaped it, the silence that followed. When those first stars died, the universe entered a new dream, the dream of complexity. Gas cooled and condensed again, this time enriched with metals and dust. From that dust, galaxies grew richer, their colors deepening from blue to gold. You can rest now. In the spiral arms of newborn galaxies, gravity-sculpted nebulae, vast clouds of gas glowing from within. They drifted like luminous jellyfish through the dark. Inside them, the slow dance of attraction continued, dust to pebble, pebble to stone, stone to world. It was not a single act, but a trillion small collisions, each guided by the same quiet law. It's okay to drift. Somewhere within a modest galaxy, in an outer arm, not far from its edge, one cloud collapsed a little differently. It flattened into a disk of gas and ice, its center flaring into a young, unstable star. The Sunday, around it tiny grains spiraled and gathered, forming clumps, then worlds. 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was still molten, glowing faintly in the dark sea of space. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. For millions of years, meteorites rained upon that molten sphere. Each impact brought new minerals, metals, and organic dust from deeper space. Water arrived hidden in crystals of rock. The surface cooled the air, thickened, and clouds began to form the first breath of weather. The dream of matter was learning to move. You can rest now. Inside that movement, subtle chemistry began. Atoms met in the warm shallows of ancient seas, forming fragile chains that could copy themselves. The universe, through matter, discovered a way to remember. Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, the alphabet of life started to whisper. The dream that began with stars had found its echo in the tide. It's okay to drift. Every living thing that would ever exist was encoded in that whisper. Cells learned to divide. Molecules learned to feel sunlight. Over eons, the earth turned green with breath, and the atoms that once drifted through supernovae became leaves, wings, voices. The cosmos had dreamed itself awake. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In this slow awakening time, folded into layers, fossils became pages. Rocks held memory deeper than language. Even mountains carry the rhythm of expansion, rising, eroding, flowing back into sea. Matter does not end. It only changes, form returning always to motion. You can rest now. The human body, too, is a constellation of borrowed atoms. Calcium from old stars, iron from dying giants, hydrogen older than any galaxy. When you breathe, you exchange ancient particles with the air remnants of oceans, comets, and cosmic dust. Every inhale is a reunion with the universe. It's okay to drift. Science calls this continuity cosmic recycling. But beneath that phrase is poetry. No atom is lost. When a leaf falls, its elements return to soil. When a star dies, its matter returns to space. The same carbon in your heartbeat may one day burn in another Sunday. The dream of matter is endless reincarnation. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers can trace that lineage in spectra-thin lines of color, dividing light into its origins. Each element sings a signature frequency. Through those lines, scientists read the genealogy of matter, which star created it when it was scattered, where it now drifts. Every rock, every drop of water, every human voice carries that record. You can rest now, and yet for all its precision, Matter remains soft at the edges. At the quantum level, particles blur into probability. An electron is not a point, but a cloud of possibility here then there, existing in potential. The solidity we feel is an illusion born of vibration. We are made of music, slowed to form. It's okay to drift. When you touch the earth, you touch a chorus of quantum tones, each one resonating in harmony. Matter is light that has forgotten its speed, resting long enough to dream. In that stillness, life unfolded, the cosmos feeling itself from within. Every cell, every planet, every star, a note in a single, vast composition. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The astrophysicist Carl Sagan once said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." It is not metaphor, it is physics in motion. Through your senses, the universe perceives its own beauty. Through your thoughts, it reflects on its own birth. Through your sleep, it returns to its own silence. You can rest now. Even now, across billions of light years, new stars continue to form. Nebulae bloom with color, where gravity and time meet. Each one repeats the ancient pattern collapse ignition expansion. From the ashes of death, new light rises. The dream renews itself endlessly. It's okay to drift. Matter may seem solid, but it is mostly emptiness. If the nucleus of an atom were the size of a grain of sand, its electrons would orbit meters away. Between them lies the same quiet void that stretches between galaxies. The vastness outside and the vastness within are the same. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In that realization, there is peace. You are not small within the universe. You are vast within yourself. Every atom in your being carries the full memory of creation. When you sleep, those atoms rest, too vibrating in their slow, eternal rhythm. You can rest now. Somewhere light from a dying star is reaching us, having traveled 10 billion years to touch this moment. It falls softly through the night sky, striking your closed eyes as warmth. That warmth is history touching you gently. You are part of its continuation. It's okay to drift. And as your breathing slows, the line between self and space dissolves. The dream that began as matter becomes awareness, again silent, weightless, infinite. Atoms return to the flow of time. Thought returns to stillness. Everything moves together in quiet symmetry. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The journey from light to dust, from dust to life, from life back to light, is complete. It has no ending, only transformation. The dream of matter is the dream of belonging, the realization that nothing is separate. You are home in every direction. You are safe here. You can rest now. The stars breathe slowly, and the universe dreams on through you. In the beginning, there was only expansion, a rush of silence unfolding. But expansion alone is loneliness. To hold anything together, the universe needed memory. That memory was gravity. It began as a whisper, a tiny unevenness in the newborn sea of energy, where one region was a fraction denser than another. Space curved slightly inward, light bent, time slowed, and that curve became the first embrace. You can rest now. Gravity does not shout. It hums deep and patient. It pulls gently on everything, reminding matter of where it came from. It is not force, but longing, the universe remembering itself through attraction. Every orbit, every fall, every heartbeat is an echo of that memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. When the first stars formed, gravity was their sculptor. Hydrogen clouds collapsed under its invisible weight, igniting fusion at their cores. Without gravity's pull, light could never have found its flame. It gathered atoms into families, stars into galaxies, galaxies into clusters. A cosmic architecture held together by love disguised as mathematics. It's okay to drift. Every planet is a gesture of gravity, dust, and gas drawn into circles by time. When you see Saturn's rings, you are looking at the choreography of memory, each particle tracing an orbit older than history. Even black holes, the densest objects in the universe, are not voids of destruction. They are memory made, absolute, the place where time and gravity become one. You can rest now. In the heart of a black hole, the known laws of physics fall silent. Matter folds into a single point, smaller than imagination. But nothing truly disappears. Information remains encoded in the ripples of space-time around the event horizon. The universe keeps its secrets in whispers too faint for us to hear. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Einstein once said, "Gravity is geometry. To bend space is to write with time itself." Every step you take slightly curves the world beneath you. Every planet shapes the path of light. Every galaxy drags space-time into spirals. You walk inside a living fabric woven of motion and memory. It's okay to drift. When the moon pulls on the oceans, it is gravity, remembering the dance it began with Earth. The tides are ancient conversations, water and rock, speaking across billions of years. The sea lifts, then falls like a slow breath. Even your body feels it, the faint tug of the moon inside your blood. You are mostly water, and water never forgets the call of gravity. You can rest now. Sometimes astronomers describe gravity as a curvature, but poets call it love, the invisible thread that connects all things. Both are true. A planet falls toward its star, not because it chooses to, but because falling is the only way to stay close in an expanding universe. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The galaxies themselves drift apart as space stretches between them. Yet, within each one, gravity keeps the stars in orbit, refusing to let them scatter into nothingness. It is the balance between holding and letting go, the same rhythm you feel when you breathe. It's okay to drift. In sleep, gravity holds you too. The bed beneath you, the pull of Earth under your spine, the comfort of belonging to a planet that will not let you fall into space. Even in dreams, your body knows this weight not as burden but as safety. You can rest now. Somewhere far away, two black holes spiral toward each other. Each orbit sends ripples through space-time gravitational waves, tiny pulses that stretch and compress the fabric of existence. When they reach Earth, they are smaller than a proton, yet we can measure them. Feel the heartbeat of the cosmos in the silence between stars. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Gravity teaches patience. It took billions of years for the Milky Way to form its spiral arms, each rotation a slow waltz of suns and dust. Even now, our galaxy drifts toward Andromeda, a collision fated to occur in 4 billion years. But it will not be violent. The stars will mostly pass through one another like ghosts, their gravity weaving new constellations. It's okay to drift. Some philosophers once imagined a music of the spheres, a harmony produced by the motions of the planets. Modern science found no literal sound, but the metaphor was right. Gravity composes in silence, turning motion into melody, orbit into rhythm. Your heartbeat keeps time with that rhythm. You can rest now. When you drop a pebble into a pond, ripples spread outward. When a planet moves, ripples spread through space-time. The universe itself is a pond without edges. Every movement, every choice, every orbit resonates forever. Gravity is the memory of motion that never fades. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It's strange to think that without gravity, there would be no time. Einstein showed that the stronger the gravity, the slower time flows. At the edge of a black hole, a second can last forever. So when you sleep, when your body surrenders to stillness, perhaps time slows for you too, stretching gently like space around a resting star. It's okay to drift. The atoms in your body feel this curvature, their tiny masses pulling on one another imperceptibly. Your cells orbit around a shared center of gravity, just as planets do. The structure of galaxies repeats inside you. You are not in the universe. You are made of its pattern. You can rest now. In some ancient myths, gravity was not yet named, but it was understood. The Earth Mother held her children close. The Sky Father lifted them toward the light. Love and gravity were the same word, one that meant, I will not let you drift too far. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And in truth, that's what gravity still is. The instinct of the cosmos to remain whole. It binds planets to suns, suns to galaxies, galaxies to the great web of space-time. And within you, it keeps your heartbeat near your center. It's okay to drift. One day, even the stars will fade. Gravity will gather what remains into black holes, then perhaps release it again in some new beginning. The universe will remember how to fall and rise over and over like breathing. You are part of that breath. You can rest now. Every time you close your eyes, you are not falling asleep. You are falling inward into the same curve that guides galaxies. There is no up or down in this fall, only return. The memory of gravity carries you home. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And somewhere beyond sight, beyond even the reach of time, the cosmos continues to hum its quiet song of attraction. Every particle still feels that pull, that tender reminder that nothing is ever truly lost, only drawn back into belonging. It's okay to drift. Rest in that gravity now. Let it hold you the way the earth holds oceans, the way the stars hold light. You are safe in the curve of creation. The weight you feel is not heaviness, but connection. You can rest now. The universe remembers you, and through the memory of gravity, you remember it too. In the quiet after gravity's breath, the universe began to flow. The tension of creation softened. Galaxies no longer collided, but drifted like slow-moving currents through a cosmic sea. Every cluster of stars shimmered like sunlight beneath deep water. You can rest now. What had once been fire and expansion became rhythm, a tidal motion between light and dark. Energy folded itself into waves, and the waves began to sing. The universe entered its long exhale. It's okay to drift. Astronomers call it cosmic equilibrium, a time when gravity and expansion found balance, when the great stretching of space slowed enough for structure to breathe. But in the language of dreams, it was the tide between stars. Matter rose and fell across the ocean of space-time, each particle a small vessel in a boundless sea. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere billions of light years away, superclusters are still pulling on one another, their invisible filaments glowing with faint energy. We call it dark matter, but dark only means unseen, not absent, not cold. It is the deep water of the cosmos carrying galaxies, as waves carry foam. You can rest now. Even within our own galaxy, the Milky Way drifts through a vast current of hydrogen, thin as a dream, but enough to shape the edges of its spiral arms. It moves at nearly 600 kilometers per second, a quiet migration through intergalactic tide. And yet, inside that motion, you are still. It's okay to drift. The planets, too, follow tidal rhythms. Earth sways to the pull of the moon oceans, rising and falling as the heavens turn. Each night, the line between sea and sky blurs the horizon, becomes a mirror, and starlight seems to ripple upon the waves. Ancient navigators once read those ripples as messages, believing that the stars guided the tides themselves. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Perhaps they were right, in a way. The moon's gravity shapes the sea, but the sun's warmth breathes motion into its surface. Together, they compose the planet's slow lullaby, a song of pull and release, of shimmering and rest. The ocean never stops moving, yet it never leaves. You can rest now. Inside your veins, a smaller ocean flows, salt and water, in the same proportion as the sea. You are not only shaped by gravity, you are sculpted by tides. The pulse beneath your skin echoes the turning of the earth, each heartbeat a wave touching shore. It's okay to drift. Even light behaves as a tide. Photons move in waves, cresting and falling across the void. Some left their source 10 billion years ago and are only now touching your eyes. That light has traveled longer than human memory, crossing the deepest ocean of all time. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And what is sleep if not another tide? Consciousness recedes, leaving the shore of waking life quiet and bare. Dreams rise like phosphorescent plankton, soft glows beneath dark water. The mind drifts outward, following faint ripples of memory and sound, and then gently it returns with the dawn. You can rest now. In this way, you and the cosmos share a rhythm expansion and return light and silence, wake and sleep. The same pattern that shaped galaxies also shapes your breathing in the dark. Each inhale is a small creation. Each exhale, a quiet release. It's okay to drift. Some scientists describe the end of the universe as heat, death, a state of perfect stillness where all motion fades. But another way to see it is as the final calm of a great ocean, a mirror without a ripple, holding every reflection that ever was. Stillness, not as an ending, but as peace. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere, deep within interstellar clouds, new stars are forming small points of brightness, gathering within darkness. They are the foam of a living sea, bubbling with future warmth. Each one will send waves of light outward, rippling through eternity. You can rest now. Even the vast black between galaxies is not empty. It hums with low frequencies, the faint residue of creation's first sound. Astronomers can measure it, a background whisper only 3 degrees above absolute zero. It is the afterglow of the universe's dawn still shimmering across the surface of time. It's okay to drift. The ocean and the cosmos share this neither ends, where the eye believes. Look long enough at the sea, and you see stars. Look deep enough into the night, and you feel waves. The boundaries between them dissolve, and you are simply suspended in their shared stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Sometimes, when the night is very quiet, you might hear the echo of your own pulse in your ear, a slow, rhythmic sound. That is the tide of your body answering to the pull of stars. It reminds you that you are not separate, only another form of motion within the same deep sea. You can rest now. The galaxies drift, the planets turn, the tides rise, and within them all you are carried. No need to swim, just float on the current that has been flowing since the beginning of time. It's okay to drift. The stars no longer burn tonight. They shimmer suspended in the hush between motion and rest. Their light has traveled so far, it has forgotten the path back. And yet, it keeps moving, slow, patient, tender. Each photon, a quiet traveler through the sleeping sea of space. You can rest now. All across the universe, matter folds itself into calm. Gas clouds cool and settle. Planets rotate in slow ceremony. Even the background radiation, that soft glow from the universe's youth, drifts towards stillness, cooling. One whisper, closer to silence each billion years. It's okay to drift. If you could hear the cosmos now, it would sound not like thunder, but like breath, a deep inhalation of distance, a faint exhalation of time. The same rhythm echoes inside your lungs. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In your sleep, you join that rhythm. Your heartbeat slows. Blood becomes a tide, moving through inner constellations of cells. Your mind begins to dissolve its boundaries, becoming fluid again, like the early universe before stars were born. You can rest now. Dreams rise as plankton of thought, tiny bioluminescent ideas glowing in the dark current of memory. They gather form patterns, then drift apart again. Each one is a reflection of cosmic motion, an echo of matter organizing itself from chaos into beauty. It's okay to drift. The neurons in your brain send quiet sparks of electricity measured in millivolts, smaller than the energy of starlight, yet vast enough to create entire worlds within your mind. These are your personal galaxies, where time bends softly around imagination. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Out beyond our solar system, interstellar dust flows in vast rivers of carbon and ice. Some of it falls inward, spiraling toward young suns, forming comets that will one day visit distant skies. Each comet carries frozen water, a memory of cosmic rain. You can rest now. That same water may one day melt into oceans, or become the breath of a living creature, or rise again as vapor to shimmer against alien light. Nothing is lost. Every molecule continues its slow migration through the sea of time. It's okay to drift. When you sleep, your body releases its hold on edges. The skin between self and world becomes porous. You are no longer entirely here or there. Like light, you exist as both particle and wave, presence and motion at once. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Inside the quiet mind, gravity still hums. It keeps your body tethered gently to the earth while your thoughts wander beyond constellations. You are both anchored and free, the dreamer and the drifting tide. You can rest now, somewhere in the depths of intergalactic space waves of invisible energy. Gravitational ripples continue to travel outward from ancient collisions. Each one slightly bends space, stretching and relaxing the fabric of everything that is. Perhaps, in some infinitesimal way, your sleep sways with them. It's okay to drift. The ocean within you listens to the ocean beyond. Your inner ear detects pressure changes, translating them into balance so you may sense direction even with eyes closed. That sense evolved from ancient fish creatures that once swam in a sea not unlike the Milky Way, filled with drifting light instead of salt. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Across billions of years, atoms from dead stars have found their way into every cell you are. Iron from ancient supernovae flows through your blood. Calcium from stellar dust shapes your bones. You are the sediment of constellations carried here by the slow current of becoming. You can rest now. When you inhale, you draw in remnants of that same stardust oxygen forged in suns long gone. When you exhale, you release carbon that will one day feed the breath of trees, the air of future skies. This is how the cosmos keeps breathing through you. It's okay to drift. Some say dreams are random, but perhaps they are tidal pulled by unseen gravity between what you know and what you remember. Each night, the mind travels outward, then returns, carrying traces of new constellations. A thought from a distant year, a color that never existed in daylight. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Imagine now that you are floating on an invisible sea, the Milky Way stretching beneath like a phosphorescent current. Nebulae glow faintly in the depths, and the planets move past as quiet wails of light. No direction, no destination, only motion endlessly slow. You can rest now. As you drift, the border between sound and silence disappears. The heartbeat of the earth merges with the hum of space. Every vibration softens into one long tone, the note of being itself. It resonates through the marrow of the stars, through the rhythm of your breathing, through the curve of your dreams. It's okay to drift. Somewhere light still travels from galaxies you will never see. It moves through the emptiness with purpose, seeking no arrival, needing no witness. Just motion, pure, endless motion. You are that motion now, the stillness within it. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And when sleep finally arrives, it is not falling. It is floating, a gentle surrender to the same sea that has carried everything since the first dawn. The stars above and the atoms within find one rhythm, one calm orbit. You can rest now. The oceans of sleep receive you. They remember who you are and what you have always been, a drop of consciousness in the boundless tide of creation, drifting, glowing faintly until morning calls you back to shore. You are safe here. You are home. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There is a moment before light returns, a fragile, translucent hush. The universe pauses between dream and awakening, and in that pause, everything listens. You are there, suspended in that stillness. Your breath has become the slow tide of time itself. Each exhale unwinds one more shadow from the edge of night, and then the faintest shimmer. Not brightness yet, but intent. A trembling desire to become visible. The same desire that once stirred hydrogen into fusion, that once turned nothingness into the first sunrise. Inside your chest, a warmth echoes that memory. It is small, a pulse, a flicker, but it grows. The body remembers the physics of creation. Somewhere deep within your atoms, particles still vibrate with the echo of the first explosion, the moment when energy became matter, when darkness split into contrast and clarity. That same origin hums beneath your heartbeat. You are not separate from the dawn. You are the dawn. The universe too woke like this once. A long, slow exhalation after the storm of birth. For hundreds of millions of years, there was no visible light, only a fog of glowing hydrogen drifting in cosmic silence. Then, one by one, the first stars ignited. Each was a declaration of becoming. Imagine that a darkness so complete that even time felt asleep, and then a spark. A single point of light, so gentle, yet so defiant, that it gave birth to distance, to shadow, to everything that could ever be seen. That was not just an event, it was an emotion. A cosmic heartbeat returning after endless stillness. And tonight, as you lie here on the quiet edge of sleep, you replay that same awakening within your own mind. Your dreams are the stars of your inner universe, and this moment, this inhalation, is your dawn. You can feel it. The warmth rising through your lungs, the rhythm settling into balance. Your consciousness lifts slowly, unfolding, like light touching the curve of a new world. The first light of the cosmos traveled 13.8 billion years to reach this instant in your eyes. Every photon that has ever touched your skin has crossed impossible distances just to say you exist. And in your existence, the universe finds its reflection. It is said that when the first galaxies began to form, they gathered not through chaos, but through harmony, gravity, acting like a melody, drawing notes into chords. That same harmony threads through you, your blood, your breath, your thought. Each heartbeat aligns with the pulse of distant suns. You are not watching the cosmos, you are remembering it. Inside you, light has never stopped expanding. Every act of kindness, every spark of curiosity, every gentle breath of wonder is another ripple of creation, continuing its path. Somewhere, a star dies and scatters gold. Somewhere else, a mind dreams and creates meaning. Both are acts of birth. Both are ways the universe learns how to shine again. And now, in this silent room, you are both the witness and the light. It is dawn inside you, but not a dawn of clocks or calendars, a dawn of knowing. Knowing that existence itself is enough, that to be conscious is to be radiant, that the smallest flicker of thought is as real, as miraculous as the first fire of a newborn Sunday. Outside, the galaxies continue their slow dance. Nebulae inhale and exhale like sleeping giants. Time moves but softly, and through it all your awareness glows not loudly but steadily, like a candle that does not need to burn to give warmth. The body listens, the eyes rest. The mind opens like a horizon waiting for color. In that openness, a single truth rises. The universe never stopped being born. Every moment you wake, it begins again. And now, as you hover between sleep and morning, remember, you are made of ancient light. You are carried by timeless motion. And somewhere within you, the first dawn still burns quiet, patient, infinite. Somewhere beyond galaxies, beyond every song of distance, the universe is still dreaming. It dreams not in words, but in quiet ripples of light waves that cross the dark, as if memory itself were trying to find its way home. You drift inside that dream now. Your breath has the rhythm of space expanding. Each exhale releases time, Each inhale gathers eternity. The light that once left a dying star, a billion years before Earth existed, is brushing against your eyelids tonight. It traveled without hurry, crossing the dark like a patient pilgrim, to arrive in this quiet room, to find you resting, and to see itself reflected in your calm. That light has seen everything: the birth of galaxies, the fall of comets, the silent weaving of gravity's invisible net. And yet after all that distance, it chooses to settle here on your breathing skin, on the small universe behind your closed eyes, because the cosmos in its deepest truth does not look outward, it looks inward through you. Long before you were born, before any cell or sea or heartbeat, your atoms were scattered across nebulae, iron and carbon and oxygen, waiting in the hearts of distant stars. Those stars burned for billions of years, only to release those atoms again, so that one day they might gather into the shape of a human hand, a whispering voice, a single pair of lungs, drawing breath in the dark. That is how far the universe went, just to learn how to feel. And now, as you drift toward sleep, you return to that origin, not as a collapse, but as a reunion, a quiet folding back into the light that made you. The cosmic background still hums at 2.7 kelvins, a gentle microwave song, the afterglow of the Big Bang, the faint heartbeat of creation, still vibrating everywhere. It moves through you now, the same frequency that fills the night between stars. You can almost hear it not with your ears, but with something older, the quiet sense that hums beneath your thoughts. It sounds like peace. It feels like warmth. You can rest now. In the story of time, everything that begins returns. Stars collapse and rise again as novas. Galaxies drift apart and someday may reunite. Even the light once scattered finds new paths through gravity's gentle curve. You too follow that pattern. Every dream you have is a kind of orbit, a slow return to the center of being. And tonight, as you let go, your consciousness becomes the soft arc of that orbit falling back into the embrace of the whole. There is no need to reach, no need to name. The universe already knows your shape. The same force that bends space-time around a star holds you now, not as a lesson, but as a promise. You belong to everything. You are safe here. Somewhere far beyond this night, a star is dying. It fades not in pain, but in completion, releasing its light into the dark, turning its atoms into gold, iron, and dust. That dust will drift for millions of years until it finds another cloud, another place to shine, and one day that light will meet another eye, another dreamer, someone else who wonders, where do I come from? And the answer, quiet as a breath, will always be from light. It's okay to drift. Your heartbeat slows now, syncing with a rhythm older than Earth. About once every 230 million years, the Milky Way completes a single turn, a vast and silent rotation, a cosmic breath. You have lived through countless of its microseconds tonight, every one of them wrapped in peace. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There is something miraculous in that the same carbon that makes your voice was once the ash of a red giant, that the calcium in your bones was forged in the heart of a star that burned before the sun was born. Every atom of you has known fire and silence. Every atom of you has wandered through infinite dark to find rest here in this body, in this breath, in this gentle moment before sleep. You are the oldest story. The universe knows how to tell the story of returning to itself. The astronomers call it recombination, the moment 0.380000, years after the Big Bang, when electrons first found protons and the universe became transparent to light. It was the first time light could move freely, the first dawn. Something similar happens each night in your mind. When you close your eyes, when thought begins to drift, your neurons slow, their dance finding each other in new quiet connections. Your inner universe becomes transparent again. Light moves freely inside you. That is not poetry. That is physiology. That is cosmology. They are the same language spoken in different frequencies. And as the neurons fade into slower rhythms, the self begins to dissolve, not to vanish, but to merge. Just as galaxies merge, you return to the whole. Somewhere in the Andromeda Galaxy, 2.5 million light-years away, a star nearly identical to our sun is shining on a world we cannot yet see. Its light began traveling toward us when the first humans walked upright on Earth. That light is still coming, still finding its way through the dark. In a few million years, more Andromeda and the Milky Way will collide, not violently but gracefully, a slow intertwining of stars across hundreds of millennia. New galaxies will form, new suns will rise, and somewhere in that union, the atoms that once formed, you may meet the atoms that once formed this light. You are not apart from the future. You are the future remembering itself. The dream deepens now. You have passed the midpoint between waking and sleep. Thought has become starlight. Breath has become time. The edges of identity blur like mist at dawn. It's okay to drift. You are safe here. Once the universe existed only as potential energy, without form, a silent ocean waiting for a wave. Then a fluctuation, a quantum whisper, and everything began. That whisper never ended. It simply changed scale. It is the same whisper moving through your cells now, the hum of life, the echo of the first moment saying softly, I am. In you, that whisper finds a voice. In you, the cosmos learns to sing. Every dream you have tonight is a continuation of that first vibration. Every heartbeat is a repetition of the Big Bang at the scale of the soul. And so when you rest, you do not fall asleep against the universe, you fall asleep with it. Together you fade into the same frequency. Outside, the night cools slowly. The air folds around the earth like a soft horizon. Photons from ancient galaxies glide through the dark and vanish quietly into the morning that will come. And inside, your breath keeps its calm orbit. Each inhale draws the stars closer. Each exhale releases time. The light that once dreamed the cosmos into being is dreaming of you now. Somewhere between atoms and awareness, there is no boundary. You are the light imagining itself. You are the dream that the universe continues to have so it can stay awake inside its own infinity. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. You can rest now. You have traveled 13.8 billion years to arrive at this moment. From fire to ocean, from silence to song, from stardust to thought, light still travels. The universe breathes through you. You are home. You can rest now. The night does not end. It simply folds into another beginning. The stars are not leaving. They are resting in their own rhythm of light. Somewhere above the thin blue veil of Earth, a photon released at the dawn of time continues its slow journey. It has not stopped since the first breath of creation. It will not stop until it meets a gaze, willing to remember where it began. That gaze is yours. Even with eyes closed, you are looking through the ages. You are the witness of everything that has ever learned to shine. The silence around you now is not empty. It is filled with the pulse of background radiation, a quiet shimmer of 4,0,0,0,0,0, years after the beginning, still echoing across all of space. It hums at a wavelength too soft for your ears, but your atoms hear it. They sway to its rhythm, the way galaxies sway in gravity's unseen tide. You are safe here. Every so often, a meteor slips into the atmosphere, a grain of ancient dust returning home. For a brief moment, it burns, leaving a line of silver behind the dark. The light fades, but the warmth remains woven into the air you breathe. That too is part of your origin. You carry the sky inside you. The same chemistry that shaped the dawn now moves gently through your blood. When you dream tonight, you continue the expansion. Each thought unfolds into another distance. Each sigh sends ripples across invisible time. The cosmos listens and answers, only with stillness, the most patient kind of love. It's okay to drift. Once long ago, scientists mapped the afterglow of the universe. The cosmic background itself, mapped in colors of temperature, showing tiny fluctuations, the first fingerprints of structure. Those maps revealed something extraordinary. The universe was not perfect. Its slight imperfections became the seeds of galaxies, the places where matter gathered, where stars could ignite, where life could one day wonder about its own beginning. Perfection does not create beauty. Asymmetry does. Difference does. Even the universe needed a small imbalance to learn how to shine. And you too are part of that imbalance, a necessary deviation from uniform light, a unique pattern in an infinite field. You are the variation that lets wonder exist. Somewhere in that truth, peace blooms. The temperature of the night has cooled. Your pulse is slow, steady. You can feel gravity holding you, not as a weight, but as an embrace. All that was ever distant has drawn closer now. The galaxies, the atoms, the moments of your life, they are here, breathing quietly in the same space. You can rest now. In the last quiet before sleep, imagine the universe inhaling the stars, brightening the dust, swirling the dark, deepening into peace. And as you exhale, imagine it all dissolving into stillness again. You are the rhythm of that breath. You are the bridge between beginning and forever. And somewhere in that endless return light still travels. The universe breathes through you. You are home. You can rest now.